Since May of last year, 2022, we survived not having a house help. Our old house help was transferred to the mother-in-law's house. So she was there until present right now in July 2023. And we really survived like the rest of 2022 without a house help. But then in December 2022, God has surprised us with our second miracle baby, Anyana. Because it's my second pregnancy, and unlike the first where you kinda don't have any expectations of what will happen, and I'm quite the super woman, so I have that superwoman syndrome and everything. So when I had my firstborn Onyara, I didn't really have any adjustments or anything. I didn't know what to expect, and I was mostly brave. But then this time around with Anyana, I knew a lot of women in my circle who had miscarriage, who miscarried a baby. So I had a friend last year who miscarried a baby, and then I also had two of my relatives who miscarried. So by the time I had Anyana, I was like the pain from the miscarriages of my close circles is very real, that it got me very anxious with my own pregnancy as well. And I want to be extra careful. And then like Onyara's, where I was like very carefree and all that, I wanted to do it differently with Anyana this time, because the fear is very real. But I thank the Lord that all throughout the societies He was with me. And so moving on, I was really trying my best to just be extra careful. So that's when in February, like I was about on the second trimester, like the husband was really pushing me to just consider having a help this time around, because in August as well, last year, August 2022, and Onyara as well started her nursery. So she would go to school every day, and we would need someone to just drop her off and pick her up from school. So I used to do that until the second trimester. Like I didn't really think that we would I'm gonna just I didn't really think that I would lose all of my responsibilities. But this the husband think that if we have a house help, then it could free me up from doing some of the stuffs, and it would really help me with my pregnancy. Which, by the way, my pregnancy is very straightforward. Like, at least it was the only thing that's happening in my pregnancy with Anyana right now is my anxiety, on and off anxiety, and I thank the Lord for always being there, catching me all the time. And yeah, so just to appease the husband, in February I just really look for a helper. So I know most of my friends were having a hard time looking for helpers as well. But somebody has like a friend has also suggested that she has found a helper online in Facebook. So I did try it, and lo and behold, I was able to get our first house help in February. I was so grateful for that. Like, she was really nice. Like, at least she is a very good cook. She cleans. I love how she cleans. And eventually the what do you call this, the work that that she was assigned to do was really good. So I was really happy with that. I was super thankful to the Lord for sending us a house help like that, um, fitting with my description and all that. And um, but what really happened was it didn't end well, because in April, like in April, we I found out through a common friend that she is actually borrowing money from them and used me as an excuse, or used us as an excuse for her borrow. Like, she was telling lies that we are not giving her cash advances and all that, so that she could borrow, which in reality is not right, because apart from because aside from that borrowing money and the cash advances, which was her main problem, she is also it's just like she is backbiting or telling lies about us at with our friends, which is very like, at least for me, it's a deal breaker. I hate marites people, and I don't even backbite, and I hate it when I'm surrounded with people who talks about other people just to take advantage of other people. So it was really the um, I was really having a hard time letting her go, because she's so good in what she does with our house. But at the end of the day, I went back to my what do you call this, my the things that would make peace of mind. So I cannot, at least for me, I cannot employ a person like that. So it's very unsettling. So I had to let her go. And it was like, it was very, it was a hard decision, because it was March, right? She was only with us in February, March, April, May, until May. She was only with us until May, 3 months. And it was like, oh my God. So at that point in time, I didn't want to employ another helper again. But the transition, like at least I know it would be like, at least for me, I would always prefer to do things before deciding on things. But at least for the husband, he wants me to be comfortable. And sometimes, because I'm quite the superwoman, sometimes my husband wouldn't just like, he would always have this what do you call this, mindset that he has to, I would always think that I can do everything, and I wouldn't know my limits and all that. So he just said that maybe we should try again, get another help, so that and I think for the most part he wants to be comfortable, because I think for me, I am comfortable with how it is in the house. But if I can't do the things that like what they are this, like washing the dishes and all that, he has to do it. So yeah, and sometimes I think that the house help part, he really wants it for himself, because he doesn't want to do household chores. But yeah, anyways, and I think in the most part as well, like, yeah, I maybe not seeing it in his point as well. But yeah, we did hire again another house help, and this time the house help is not so very good with the she doesn't know how to cook, and she's um but she's really helpful with the laundry, and she cleans and all that. But this time, aside from the cash advances, which were the same problem with the first, she's also very late. And I actually like the personality of this second house help because she's very talkative compared to our first house help, where she's more of the silent type, but silent but deadly. But this second house help is um she's very talkative, and I like her personality a lot. But she was only with us for at least 2 weeks because she's always late, and I feel that she's abusing my kindness because um we adjusted, like, at least with our first house help, because we actually adjusted our schedule as well to fit within that first house help schedule, because the initial requirements that we wanted for a house help was for her to duty around 10 a.m. because that's our waking up time until 8 p.m. because at that point in February, both of the husband and I was in mid shift, and Oniara's school starts around 12:30, so the 10 a.m. was really the best time for us. But then that first house help was would be like she would go with her husband to duty, so she would arrive around 6 a.m., which was which we adjusted. So we decided to just open the house for her very early so she could start her work, and then she would leave around 6 p.m. So, and actually it would seem that it doesn't matter, like the 2 hours, 7 to 8 doesn't matter, but it actually matters because the that 7 to 8 was actually our dinner break, and my job is really very demanding, so it's very hard for me to adjust. Like, it's around 6 p.m. our house help would go, and then I'd have to prepare the dinner, and then after that it's just an hour, and then work until 12 midnight. So that was the case with our first house help. So with the second house help, I really imposed, like, she would be she would be in the house around 11 a.m. Until 9 p.m. But so that was really lax. And I also mentioned about the cash advances and all that, because that's the thing that I didn't like with the first house help. And even with the Marites thing, I also shared with our second house help and all that. And thankfully she wasn't a Marites. Our second house help wasn't a Marites, but, or I don't know, maybe she wasn't she wasn't around long enough for, for her to share our things from for the outside. Well, I don't know, but yeah, so let's just put it this way: she wasn't a Marites. And then, but she also, like, for the cash advances, like, we were also having problems with on the cash advances. And then aside from that, she was always late. Like, her time in is around 11 a.m., but she would arrive around 12 to 1 p.m., which was very hard for me since my work starts at 2 p.m. And when my work starts at 2 p.m., that's already until 12 midnight. That's how crazy my workload were before my maternity leave. So it was really hard for me that time, and it was like, this shouldn't go along. So, and aside from that, she's also, like, at least very over friendly. Like, she would ask me to load her, and I don't know, it just feels like it's very demanding of her. And I'm always busy, right? But I'm always, available for her to load her son or daughter or her partner and all that, and even her. But at first I didn't think that I would deduct it from her salary. But while talking to some of my friends, they actually advised me, Kring, you should deduct it from her salary and all of that. That's what I did. And at that point in time, I was really on what do you call this, on a point where I have really asked myself whether my kindness has been abused, because it has been abused by the first first house help, and then the second house help has a pattern as well. And yeah, so it only lasted around 2 weeks. I had to let her go. It's like the husband was like, Miga, you shouldn't be rash with just letting go of them. But yeah, I know it's at least for me at this point in my life, the only thing that matters right now is peace of mind. And I cannot have a peace of mind whether when I was expecting someone like our house help to arrive on time, and I'm already I already have a list of for her to do things. But then when she just arrived, she's very late. And then she's not also very reliable. Like, she can't cook, she can't um she can't cook what do you call this, the things that I want her to cook. Like, she's only good with fry and all that. But yeah, I can do things on my own. But what for? What do you call this, why do I have to get a house help who can be my backup of everything that I do? So yeah, so that's when I let it go. And then that was it for me. I didn't really want another one. But then the husband was when the husband and I was talking, like she like we were having root cause analysis, why those two house helps was always having problem with cash advances and all that. And then we realized that maybe the salary that we gave them wasn't enough. Like, at least for our first house help, her basic salary is 5,000, so we gave it to her every 15, so that's 5,000. And on top of that, we gave her, like, I enroll her to SSS, Pag-ibig, and PhilHealth, so that's another 1,000 plus. So it's around, how much is that? So 5,000, so 6,000 now. And then with the first house help as well, the laundry, we used to do laundry outside. But then, since she's very able, I asked her to do the laundry. So around her monthly actually was around 7,000 already. So that first house help. And the saddest thing about that is that she lied about it. Like, she's maybe complaining that her salary is just very small and all that. And I was like, oh my god, people can be so ungrateful. And yeah, so that's the first house help. And then the second house help as well, because I was very disappointed the first house help. This time I stick with the 5,000 and no more SSS and salary until she reached 6 months. So that's the thing that I learned with the first house help. But we were, like, at least for me, I was very like I also we're, what do you call this, we're naturally kind. Like, at least the husband said that maybe we could give her an allowance for what do you call this, fare every day. So that's what we did. We gave her we asked her how much is her transit allowance. She's living in Mantuyong, Mandaue. So she said that her what do you call this, her fare going here is around 20 and going back is around 20. So we told her that, ate, we can give you extra 50 per day for fare. So that's what we gave her. And I think at some point, like, at least for me, I thought, 50, it's not that big. But when you actually calculate it, that's 50 per day, so 250 per week. And then in a month, that's like another 1,000. So now the second house help that we have is already 6,000 per month. So it's like, oh, that's already very, like, at least that's still in our budget, right? Because the first one we spent around 7,000, and then the second one we spent around 6,000. But then it wasn't enough, like, yeah. And so I was really heartbroken and all that, and I was like, no, I don't want to go into this activity again. But then um the husband, when we're going back to the husband and I's root cause analysis, so we're just thinking that maybe the 5,000 to 7,000 salary wouldn't be big enough for a house help that's staying in Cebu. So maybe what we should do is, like Lani, our very first house help ever, Onyara's Yaya, she hails from the province. So maybe we should look for a house help that's from the province and young. And then because it's young, they will be small. It can fit perfectly in a small home. So and maybe around maybe grade 12 and all that, so that they could also help teach Onyara, tutor Onyara, right? So that's what our new requirements were. And in, what do you call this, in July, so we deliver in July 14, right? So after we deliver, we were able to find a house help fitting our needs. So she started on July 18. She started on July 18, and she started in July 18, so that's her first day. And then on July 19, we went to our first week of follow-up for Anyana and me. And then Anyana had a jaundice, right? So we were admitted to the hospital once again. So for 4 days we were in the hospital. So our third house help stayed at our mother-in-law's house, and so we just stayed in the house. She just stayed in our condo for 1 day, and then the rest of those days she is in the mother-in-law's house. And to my surprise, like, when was that? I think it was Friday or Thursday. She was asking me if she can, initially she wanted to just not go to her house until after a month, but then on Thursday I think she expressed her desire to just visit her home on that weekend. So of course I didn't want her to be unhappy. So I told her that it's okay. She could, at least for us, we only just really need help around the weekdays, because for the weekends I don't have work, right? And for me, I always want to be what do you call this, hands-on in the house. Like, I want to do a lot of things with the house, and to just feel that I'm a housewife, even though I'm not really a full housewife. So I want the weekends to just, for me to do wifely, or what do you call this, homely things, homemaker things. So we mostly just need her on the weekdays. And yeah, but I thought that was okay, so I said, yeah, you could go home. But then when we got out on Sunday, it just, she was just crying, and I was really very sad because she wanted to go home. I was like, oh my god. And I was like, how would I survive without a house help, this time with Anyana and Onyara in the same house. But here we are. I'm on the third day of no house help. So it started around Monday, Tuesday, and then today's Wednesday. I don't know, but I actually felt lighter and more at peace with just me in the house. It's crazy, it's, it's messy and all that, but I love the messiness of it. I love that it's just us. I love that um Onyara has just me and the husband to just, connect. And then I love that I can talk to Onyara and tell her about things on what to do with her sister and all that. And I don't know, I honestly um I like it this way, but I don't know if this will change when the husband went back to work, because right now the husband also has a 1 month paternity leave too, so thanks to the company that we're in. And as unlike other companies where the husband only have 1 week of paternity leave, in our company he has a 1 month paternity leave, and I have a 4 months maternity leave. So um what I was thinking now is until until my maternity leave, I wouldn't just, we wouldn't just hire a house help. Just gonna try my best to do all the things in the house, which was to my husband's, he doesn't like it because I have cesarean, right? And he's always, on the toes that I will do something that will jeopardize my operation and all that. But I'm not that, um, I'm actually I'm moving a lot, and but I am very careful with moving too much, so that I'm still on the safe side, I think. Yeah. And if asked whether I still want a house help, I don't know. I was just talking to my cousin, and I actually actually want to help, but I don't know. At least at this point in time, my mindset is that I don't want anyone in our house just yet. Like, I want like, I love how we are doing things right here and now. And if I even need a house help, I could always ask help from my mother-in-law and my mother-in-law's house help, Danny, right, to just come over and save us if there's a need. But actually, I'm enjoying what I have now, and I don't know. At least I'm good with this setup, but I think the husband might not be good with it, especially when he's going back to um he's going back to work already. And I know things will change, but at least for now, I want to keep this, sanity, no house help sanity, for as long as I can. And yeah, why is so hard to find a reliable house help nowadays? Anyways, that's just me. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for 28 minutes already, on top of breastfeeding Anyana. And also, wait. Today's Wednesday. I've been thinking a lot lately, and I wanted to just, I wanted to have to find time to write, but there's no time to write. And even with this podcast, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to post this, and there's so many wrong grammars here and there. But yeah, I just want to, talk. And lately I haven't been talking or giving updates to my close circle, because even typing is hard right now. And yeah, so I might just maybe drop some more podcast, and just, because when I'm talking here, this is very comfortable, but I don't know if this will sound very good when I'm just putting it here. I don't know. But anyways, that's just it with my house help story. And yeah, wish me or pray for me on my house help journey. But yeah, anyways, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I'm praying for you, whatever you're going through right now. Know that the Lord always sees, and always think that he will not give you something that you cannot handle. Yep, and that is it. Kring signing off. Bye bye.